54. This document at page 54, which is illegible, Chair, will be replaced by the document now handed to you, headed Social Media Comment by former Member of Parliament. If I may read it to you, sir, it reads, the Presidency has received media inquiries about a reported comment on social media by former ANC Member of Parliament, Ms. Faki Mentor. The second paragraph reads, President Jacob Zuma has no recollection of Ms. Mentor. He is therefore unable to comment on any alleged incident in her career. Do you know anything about the statement being issued on your behalf?
Yes, I do. My office came to check after getting the information from the communications whether I know anything. At that time, I must be honest, I had no recollection of this name. Totally. I gave a very honest answer. I've never had, I don't know who is this. Only after some time, when I saw her picture, I realized it is a person I know. I couldn't put the name to the face.
To the face?
Yeah.
So, do I have it correct? You do, having been reminded of what she looked like, have a recollection of Ms. Mentor?
Yes, absolutely.
And insofar as this particular statement suggests otherwise, the statement is incorrect?
Yes.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear. Was the question whether the statement at page 54 is incorrect? Was that the question?
Yes.
And the two of you speaking at cross purposes, that the statement says, doesn't the statement say that he had no recollection of who
Yes.
Ms. Mentor was?
Yes.
Chair, the statement says President Jacob Zuma has no recollection of Ms. Mentor. The explanation I understand it to be is that at that time he had no recollection, but later on recognizing her face, she did have a recollection. And that's why I qualified the question in the manner I did.
Well, I might not have understood, but I understood your question to be asking him whether the statement at page 54, or suggesting that the statement at page 54 is incorrect, and with him agreeing, whereas my understanding is that the statement at page 54 is correct, according to what he is saying, insofar as he had no recollection of who Miss Mentor was. But when he subsequently saw the picture, he realized that it was somebody that he knew. That's my understanding. I may be wrong.
It's equally correct. I hear what you're saying. That's what I understood the position to be. And I think what Mr. Zuma understands the position to be. I think we're all in agreement. But the point is that insofar as this statement would seek to suggest that he never has had any recollection of her, it would be incorrect. But it doesn't suggest that. If the tense is correct, President Jacob Zuma has no recollection on the 15th of March 2016.
Yes, as at that time.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I don't think there's any
Yes. Mr. Zuma, you understand?
Understand.
Yes, okay.
Yes.
For completeness of the record, Ms. Mentor did respond to that presidential statement or statement issued on behalf of or by the presidency in MPM 6, which is at page 55. Just give me my copy. Have you a clearer copy of MPM 6, Chair?
No, I have a very unclear copy.
You have a copy of the clear MPM 6,
55, yes.
the retype, no, 6.
You are talking about,
It was given to your representatives?
no, Mr. Pretorius, I think you are talking about page 55, and he says page 55. You are on the same page.
Literally, thank you, Chair.
Yeah.
I thought he said MPM 5.
No,
But
he said,
anyway-
I think he said page 55.
Oh, it's page 55, the red.
Yes,
Yes.
the red one,
55.
yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Now,
I think you have got the right one,
Okay.
yeah.
that is in very small print, it being an extract from social media. Have you been given by your legal representatives a clearer copy? It was given to them before the long adjournment. Has it been given to you?
The one in front of you,
Oh,
is it
the
legible?
small one.
No, the one at page 55, is it legible? Can you read it?
No, this one is small.
Small?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Have you got a,
Chair, it's after lunch. It's been a long day. Let's take
Okay.
it slowly.
have you got a copy?
What we have done is we've made a clearer copy of page 55
Yes,
in a text that is legible. It
yes.
was handed to my learned friends before the long adjournment, and I had
Yes.
hoped that he would have been given a copy. But I'm now asking whether he's had an opportunity to read it.
Have you got a spare copy? I think just, have you got another spare copy? Or can you defer the question?
No, Chair, if I may just stay in control of this process. All I'm asking, Mr. Zuma, is did your legal representatives give you a clearer copy of page 55 in the long adjournment?
No. The one.
So we must give it to you now.
Yes, because the
may I ask-
print is smaller there.
Yes, okay.
Chair, I would have hoped
Yeah.
that the document that I gave to Mr. Zuma's representatives would have been discussed with him. That was the purpose of giving it. It seems it wasn't.
Yes.
So let's start again.
No, hang on. I think Mr. Masuku wants to say something.
Thank you, Chair.
Yes.
My learned friend for the evidence leaders, Ms. September,
Yes,
during lunch, gave me a single copy,
yes,
which was a copy that we put in the file together.
yes.
I did not understand
There was
that,
no indication
that we needed to give it
to the witness.
the witness
Yeah.
for purposes of what my learned friend suggests we
Yes.
should do.
Yeah, no, I understand.
It was
Well,
clear,
there-
Chair. I don't want there to be any argument about trivialities or these arguments to be blown up.
Okay, there are
Everybody
two
knew
ways.
we were going to deal with
There are
it.
two ways of dealing with this. One is for you to ask someone to get another copy or add.
We've got copies, Chair. I can
I've
handle
got
it.
enough copies. Then the witness must be given the copy. Lerato.
And do you have a copy, Chair?
I don't have.
Give me another copy. 55.
Thank you.
Just for the record, if a copy is given to my learned friends during the course of evidence, the clear intention is that the copy is given so that the witness can be given an opportunity to be recognized in relation to it.
No,
But
I don't,
as I
Mr.
understand it,
Pretorius.
you haven't. No,
no,
that's
I
what
don't
I
think-
said before the long
I don't
adjournment.
think that's fair.
I
think-
said it before the long
No,
adjournment.
no, Mr. Masuku has said he was given a copy, not by you, by by Ms. September.
on my
You
instruction.
don't know what transpired between the two of them. Mr. Masuku has said that there was no indication that that was meant for the witness. It would have been fair for them to think you might have made other provisions for the witness.
Be that as it may.
But let's move on.
Let's move on. Let's not.
I've got
blow it up
the one
beyond
I
what's
have
necessary.
here that I've been given now is a page that has got 2 paragraphs, but the one that it is supposed to be a replacement of or a clearer version of has got 1 large paragraph and about 3 lines before. Does the clearer version, is the clearer version exactly the same as the illegible version? So in other words, I want to know whether when I look at the clearer version, I may be reading something that is not in the illegible version or not.
No. Chair, let me explain. If one goes to the original MPM 6,
Yes, that's page 55.
yes, the original page 55. You will see, if I may explain, Chair, if I
Yes.
may explain, it will, you
Yes.
needn't read it. The
Yes.
first 3 lines, the first paragraph,
On the illegible version,
is cut off. It's not complete.
okay,
The complete version appears on the
clearer version,
clearer version,
okay,
right? But I'm not going to deal with it.
yeah,
I'm going to
okay,
deal with the second paragraph
yes,
on both pages,
okay,
and the second paragraph is the same on both pages.
okay, thank you.
It seems that shortly after reading the presidential statement, Ms. Mentor posted on social media her response to what appeared in the press release that you had no recollection of, Ms. Mentor. And she said, I chaired the ANC National Parliamentary Caucus when President Zuma was a deputy president. He sat next to me and spoke through me and with me in caucus each Thursday when Parliament was in session. I sat with him in the ANC's political committee each month too. He is the one, it says WHI, but it should be WHO, was sent by the top 6 then to tell me that the ANCC has deployed, it should be me, to the chair of caucus then. He is the one who introduced me to the ANC caucus, then as the new chair of caucus. I had a bi-monthly with him in his townhouse offices then. He knew me right from when he arrived from exile. He met me frequently on the ground in the Northern Cape on many occasions. I know President Mbeki and Kgalema Motlanthe will never ever say they had no recollection of me. As for the Guptas, I'm not in yet. A lot still need to be told. We'll leave this here for now. And the rest is not relevant to the identification issue. Do you have any comment in regard to that? She says, in effect, that she knew you well from a number of interactions over the years, and that by inference you knew her well.
Well, I thought we had clarified the point that when I was asked about her from the beginning, I couldn't have any recollection. So I gave that answer that I have no recollection. Then, when I saw her afterwards, I remembered her. And therefore, she was responding to to the statement made by the presidency at the beginning. What I think also what she has written here, that I introduced her to the caucus, I think she's very much mistaken. In the caucus, the chief whip introduces whatever changes that are there. Certainly in Parliament, I'm not sure she was sitting next to me. I'm not sure we need to get to those details, really, because in Parliament, it's me, a person who sits next to me is the Deputy President. Next to the Deputy President is the Speaker. Next to the Speaker is the Deputy Speaker. So I don't think we need to get into that, really.
Well, but maybe there is some importance in it because I think she gives these details, as I understand what she's saying, in order to suggest that it can't be that you did not recall her. That's why she gives these details. Because if all of these things that she says are true, then one might say, but then in that event, Mr. Zuma must have known her very well. So I think that is what she is saying. So if the position is that, for example, with regard to her saying the two of you used to sit next to each other, if the position is that, no, that could not have been, or that wasn't there, it's important to say, no, that's not the case, because this creates the impression that the two of you had interacted so closely in terms of work that she is suggesting this idea that you couldn't recall her is not true. And therefore it's important to say, well, did you know each other as well as she is suggesting, and so on, in terms of the things that she is mentioning?
No, I hear you, Chair. All I'm saying, when I was asked first, I couldn't remember the name.
Yes.
Only later when I saw her and I remembered that, oh, this is the person. So at the time that I did not remember her, that's when I said, no, I don't know this person. That's when she responded. But if later I recognized and I remembered her, then I remembered her. All I'm saying with these details, which
Yes.
have that objective to say is impossible. But I'm saying she's as well exaggerated. Because she never sat next to me.
Yes.
I'm just explaining that one
Yes.
without wanting to talk about it, whether it's important point or what.
Yes.
But it's not true that she was sitting next to me always. I introduced her to the caucus. It's not the job of the president. It's job of the chief whip or the chairperson of caucus.
Would the president be involved in caucuses and so on in Parliament?
President attends the caucus meeting if he's there,
Oh, okay.
as a member.
As a member,
They are not,
as president?
no, as a member of the ANC.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Pretorius?
Thank you, Chair. Was the statement ever corrected?
Sorry?
Was the presidential statement that you had no recollection of Ms. Mentor ever corrected?
No, I don't remember. I don't remember yet.
No, Mr. Pretorius, if it was correct that he didn't recollect who Ms. Mentor would there have been a need to correct that?
Yes, because it gives an incorrect impression.
Well, based on what he explained, I understand him to say, I may have known the face, but I didn't put the name to the particular face. Or is
Chair,
that, is
it's
your
perhaps a
understanding
matter
different?
for submissions later, but clearly the impression gained from the presidential statement is an impression that turns out, it appears, to be certainly capable of qualification, and I'm simply asking, was it ever qualified or corrected? I don't want to make a big
Okay.
song and dance about it, Chair, really.
Okay.
Can we move on,
Yes,
Mr.
yes.
Zuma, to paragraph 118?
Paragraph 118.
Yes. What happened thereafter is that Ms. Mentor wanted to lay charges. And she says in paragraph 118 on page 50,
On page 50. And in page 118,
paragraph 118,
okay.
page 50. It seems you and I are the only ones who get on very well in this room, Mr. Zuma. She wanted to lay charges. Do you see that? Against you and some others. She says she made a statement, and then at a later stage, she requested her statement from the police, but said that it had been, she was told that it had been sent to Pretoria. And then they were asked, she was asked to meet with representatives of the police. Just get my note. If we could go to paragraph 119. I'm afraid, Chair, there's a page missing. I don't know how that happened, but I worked off a copy where the page was not missing, so I have my notes. And can we take a short adjournment so I can get the page?
Okay. Okay, 5 minutes?
5 minutes, Chair.
Okay, we'll just take a 5 minutes adjournment for the page to be found. Thank you. We adjourn.